I received an invite for my sister's wedding, and she mentioned not to bring my husband. The note was tucked inside the envelope, written on a small card. Dylan isn't welcome. Please come alone. I stared at it for 10 minutes. Dylan and I had been married for 8 years. He'd helped my sister move into her first apartment. He'd fixed her car twice without charging her. Last Thanksgiving, she called him her rock. So why was he banned from her wedding? I called her that night. Voicemail. I called again the next morning. Voicemail. Finally, she texted back, "It's complicated. Trust me on this one." That was it. No explanation, no apology. I asked my parents if they knew anything. My mom got quiet and said, "Your sister has her reasons." My dad wouldn't look at me. Something was wrong. I could feel it in my chest. Dylan told me to go without him. He said he didn't want to cause problems. The fact that he was so calm about it made me suspicious. He's never calm about being excluded. The day of the wedding, I showed up alone. My cousin greeted me at the door and immediately looked away. My aunt hugged me too long, like she felt sorry for me. People kept glancing at me and whispering. My sister found me before the ceremony. She grabbed both my hands and said, "Thank you for coming. I need you here." Her eyes were red. She looked exhausted. I asked her why Dylan couldn't come. She shook her head and said after the wedding, "I'll explain everything after." The ceremony was beautiful. Her fiancé Kevin stood at the altar looking like the perfect groom. Tall, confident, smiling at her like she was the only person in the room. But during the reception, I noticed something. Kevin kept checking his phone. Every few minutes, he'd glance at the entrance. His jaw was tight. His knee bounced under the table. Then my uncle sat down next to me. He'd had a few drinks. He leaned in and said, "It's a shame about the money situation." I asked what money situation. He looked surprised. "You don't know?" Kevin told everyone Dylan stole $40,000 from their business. My stomach dropped. Dylan and Kevin had invested in a property together 2 years ago. It fell through. I thought they'd both lost money. But stolen? I excused myself and walked outside. I called Dylan. He answered on the first ring. I asked him about the $40,000. He went silent for a long time. Then he said, "Kevin owes me that money, not the other way around. I have the receipts, the contracts, everything." Kevin never paid his share and blamed me when the deal collapsed. I asked why he never told me. He said he didn't want to ruin my relationship with my sister. He figured Kevin would pay eventually. I hung up and walked back inside. My hands were shaking. I found my sister near the dessert table and pulled her aside. I asked her if she'd ever actually seen proof that Dylan stole anything. Her face went pale. She said Kevin showed her bank statements, screenshots. I told her to ask Kevin for the original documents, not screenshots, the real contracts. She looked at me like I'd slapped her. Then she walked across the room to Kevin. I watched them from the corner. She whispered something. His smile disappeared. He grabbed her arm and pulled her toward the hallway. She yanked away. 20 minutes later, my sister came back to the reception alone. Her mascara was smeared. She walked straight to me and said Kevin couldn't produce the contracts. He admitted he never paid Dylan. He made up a theft story because he was embarrassed. I didn't say anything. I just hugged her. Kevin tried to give a toast later that night. He stood up and tapped his glass. But before he could speak, my sister stood up too. She looked at him and said, "I think we're done here." Then she walked out. Half the guests followed her. I found out later that Kevin had been telling the theft story to everyone for months. He'd turned most of my family against Dylan. He thought if Dylan wasn't at the wedding, no one would ever compare stories. My sister filed for annulment 3 weeks later. She called Dylan personally to apologize. He told her the same thing he told me. Family forgives. Last month, Kevin's new girlfriend reached out to my sister on Instagram. She wanted to know if the rumors about him were true. My sister sent her the receipts. She left him immediately and thanked my sister. Turns out some people build their whole lives on lies and are unable to redeem themselves.